Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, and in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the stocks that you guys need to be watching for tomorrow. Now, we've got those meme stocks popping up again. Gamestop went absolutely insane in after hours trading. It almost hit 200 in after hours, which is mind blowing. But honestly, I'm not surprised at all because GameStop is the biggest meme stonk in the world. But I'm actually not going to be trading GameStop, and I think there's a lot better stocks that you guys should be focusing on that are not called GameStop. So in this video, I'm going to talk about those stocks and basically, lay out my plan for tomorrow because today was a great day. I made over $2,000 today. Yesterday was actually a great day besides my loss on CCIV. I made over $3,000 yesterday besides that loss, and I'm bouncing back already. I feel great, and I'm just excited to be back on track, guys, because it's tough mentally to suffer a type of loss like that, and I never want to do that again. So that's part of why I didn't trade GME after hours, because, I probably could have made something on it, but I'm not trading after hours again. Punto final. All right, guys, let's dive into my computer and talk about these stocks that you guys need to be watching for tomorrow. All right, guys, so I'm here at my computer. Again, my MacBook also decided to die on the day of my $15,000 loss yesterday. So, yeah, I can't edit on my normal computer. So hopefully this video turns out all right. I'm filming this on my desktop, not on my MacBook Pro, but we'll see what happens. So this is one of the stocks that if I'd gotten filled today, I would have made, oh my gosh, I don't even know how much I would have made. I would have made so much more than I actually made because I missed my fill. So there was some breaking news on this stock here. And this just shows you the potential of OTC stocks like this, especially when they're very thinly traded, which means there's not a lot of people selling at each price interval, because breaking news came out somewhere in here, 9:51, and this thing just absolutely went bananas. I guess 47 is when it initially came out. So it started spiking up here. I tried to buy in this area, didn't get filled. I mean, it went from what, 11 all the way up to 40 cents, bro? That's like a 400% increase after chasing a ton. I'm mad I missed this one. These are just the types of breaking news plays that I talk about in the Discord. At this point, if you want to get in the Discord, it probably makes sense to wait until March because it rebuilds on the 1st no matter when you get in the Discord. So if you get in today, it'll rebuild you again on the 1st, like a couple days later. So just keep that in mind. I mean, if you think you can make 25 bucks by the time the month rolls around, then maybe it's still worth it even for just a couple of days. But just keep that in mind. So this is one of the ones that has super big range. I love stocks like this. Absolutely insane. We'll see if this does anything tomorrow, but this is kind of just an example of breaking news that you need to hit, and this is probably a one-hit wonder. Another one that we've actually been seeing quite a few big moves out of is OLVI. I also missed execution on this one. Same type of deal. Tried to buy it in here, didn't get filled. So thinly traded. So like if you get in here, you get in at 22, you sell into the spike, you double your money in 2 minutes. It's absolutely insane. But with this type of thin tradedness also means that there's not much support. So if it cracks down this level, it drops a ton. So you got to keep that in mind, and you can't chase stocks like this. So once I missed my entry in here, I didn't try to buy again and didn't do this one. But this one has spiked up 3 times in the last couple of days. I mean, here's the first time, here's the second time, and this is the most recent time. So this one's definitely one you want to keep on your watch list. Honestly, I'm going to add it to my watch list right now just so I have it, because whenever it does a little press release, it spikes up, and just want to keep that in mind. The best dip buy of the day, this one was absolutely insane, was XMET, and this one had some horrible news. Basically, they're doing a 1 to 100 to 1 reverse split, and absolutely wild. I mean, that's bad news. They're doing this to artificially increase the price of the shares so that it looks better. But when, for whatever reason, this news came out like in here, I traded it here. I dip bought on this little dip and sold into this spike, made like 100 something on it, made like 150, and then didn't watch it. And then I come back and I see it's tanked all the way from 90 all the way down to 26, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But because I was a little bit scared of the news, I ended up not buying until it was spiking up here. I bought in at 50 cents and I sold at 56. It went all the way up to 80. That's insane, bro. I mean, you could buy here at 30. You could buy here at 30, 32, and you sell at 80 or sell at 75. That's more than 100% in like less than 10 minutes. That's insane. I mean, look at this bounce play. This is beautiful. This is the type of play that gets me really excited, and I wish I had the conviction to take more size and just be more convicted on plays like this, because absolutely insane. This one's definitely on watch with that type of volatility. We just gotta stay watching it. Don't force any trades. If you get another setup like this, go for it. Otherwise, it had bad news, so probably just going to fade on off. Another one that had really bad news was MFST. This one, if you look at the 2-day chart, look at that gap down. It went from 65 all the way down to 18 because their CEO was arrested for fraud. Yet somehow, throughout the day, this thing just spiked on up. People bought the stock tanking because the CEO was arrested for fraud, and it went from 18 cents all the way up to a high of 43. Not 18 cents, 18 hundredths of a cent. That's crazy. I mean, it's just so crazy, man. It's crazy to see stuff like this. I didn't feel comfortable dip buying this one, but it's definitely on watch, man. Definitely one that could keep going. AITX, this has been an absolute banger. Been an absolute banger for me. And had a beautiful dip buy in the morning here. I nailed that one, and then just had a really nice run. Went a lot farther than expected. But, this had some really good news. Order from a Fortune 500 company yesterday, and it tanked it open yesterday. So it's been a nice bounce since then, and I've been playing it since then. And man, this thing is still on watch for sure. Technically, I guess it was that's weird, bro. Was it technically a red day? I guess it opened here and then closed here, so technically closed below where it opened. So even though it gapped up, it's technically a red day on this chart. You can see here. That's kind of weird. But this could definitely come back on up if it keeps getting good news. And I'll look for those breakouts. I'll look to ride momentum, and I'll look for these dip buys, because dip buys are the most consistent pattern, guys. And for me, the odds are just so much more in your favor. If you buy GME, you buy it, and you're playing the lottery out here, man. You're playing the lottery out here, and you could easily lose way more money than you expect. But when you're buying these dip buys, it's a lot easier to know and read the momentum. I guess that's what I'm trying to say here. So that's why I love these dip buys. ABML, this one was beautiful. This is actually the most beautiful dip buy I think I may have ever seen. It's so clean. Actually, TSNP that one time, a couple months ago. Back in, December? It bounced like 100%. I nailed that one for like $2,000 back when my account was like tiny. But this one, look at this bounce yesterday. Look at that. This is the ideal play. Absolutely perfect morning panic. Beautiful spike up. And today, wasn't really doing too much. But this is one you also want to keep on your watch list, because when it really gets going, it really gets going. ENZC, this is one that I'm watching very carefully. This had a nice breakout today, actually. Multi-day breakout past these levels. And then it ended up failing and closing near low of day. So it kind of rejected that breakout, and I think potentially, this could see a breakdown past these levels and get another nice morning panic. But I think part of that depends on what the overall markets are doing, especially overall OTC markets, because if everything's red again in the morning, pretty much everything starts selling off at the exact same time. TSNP this morning kind of did a similar thing, had a dip buy. I think I may have traded in here. Yeah, I think I just got a tiny little dip buy right here, and then not much. A lot of buying towards the end of the day, though. We'll see what that volume does. See if it perks up. But TSNP, guys. You know what I like to do on that one. ALPP. This one had a nice little dip buy in here. It was pretty choppy, though. This one can be pretty choppy. This also had a really good dip buy 2 days ago. There were so many good dip buys 2 days ago, which is again why I'm so mad that I took that loss and then didn't have any buying power available. Look at that. This is the type of play that will grow your account from 10,000 to 100,000 with consistency. You get in here and it keeps going, you cut. If it keeps tanking, you cut. But man, that's beautiful. That's so beautiful. I just love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. OZSC, I actually think I lost money on this today. I got in and got chopped out a couple of times. And then I ended up chasing and getting chopped out again. So, held the downtrend all towards the end of the day and then finally broke it and was able to perk up. Only real play was maybe a dip buy here or, trying to ride this momentum. But that kind of felt like a chase. This stock, kind of holding this down channel, lower lows, lower highs. So we'll see if it can break out of this. I would be interested to see if it can break out of this. And I'll try to keep you guys posted if there's any new news coming from the CEO from that one Discord. So we'll stay posted on that. If it gets more news, it could potentially break out and go past that. So Definitely want to keep this one on watch. It's just another really good stock to day trade. Another one, ALYI. This one had a nice spike at open, but this one was a little more choppy today. You know, a little more choppy today. In general, I think today was a little bit more choppy, and you got to take advantage of the really good days like yesterday, because we do get days like today. And days like today are when you want to trade a little bit smaller and make sure you manage your size so you don't end up giving back all your profits. INTV. Yeah, this had a little dip buy. You know, a little dip buy. NSAV. I mean, there's a lot, guys. All these tickers. NSAV had a nice dip buy. GTLL, this one, you guys, wow, you guys got to watch out for this one. I don't know if you guys can tell here, but wow. I mean, we saw some insane manipulation. I recorded a little bit of it. You can kind of tell here, but there's like a flat line across the top. And there was this dude from OTCX, that was the market maker ID, and he started off with 400,000 reserve order, and he was basically sitting on the ask. And anytime someone would buy shares that was less than 400,000, it would take away, you know, subtract from his 400,000. So say I want to buy 100,000 shares. I buy it, it moves it down to 300,000. And you're thinking, oh, that wall is going away. Someone else comes in and buys 200,000. Now there's only 100,000 left. Oh, cool. Someone comes in, buys the remaining 100,000, and it's back to 400,000. This dude sold, I'm not exaggerating, at least 75 million shares on the ask in this period. I mean, it was absolutely insane. He soaked up so much volume. And this is the type of sketchy market manipulation that makes me so skeptical about penny stocks. You know, so skeptical, because you look at GTLL, you look at what it's done. Let me go to the year chart. Look at this. This came from, I mean, zero. This came from zero. It literally came from $0. So you don't know what the market makers have. The market makers could have 500 million shares. They could have 1 billion shares from 0 cents. And now you're trying to buy them at 1 cent. They will sell those to you all day long. They will sell those to you all day long. So you really got to learn to read the price action. And if you see a reserve order that's not going away, man, you got to be scared of that. Because I tried dip buying this where? I tried dip buying this like here, or maybe in here. No, it might have been here, man. I mean, it came down a lot. It might have been, I think it was on this one. I took a tiny loss because I saw what was going on and I got out, you know, probably here. But I mean, it's scary. There's a lot of manipulation. You cannot trust these stocks. You cannot hold and hope on these stocks because you will get burned. AABB, this one, wow. I mean, it had a really nice panic. I mean, it had a bunch of fake out bounces all up in here. And I made a tiny bit on a few of them. Yeah, I made 81 on this play overall because I had some losses earlier in the day. But this is, man, this is just the type of example of the type of day you can get on a stock like this. Like if you buy this at 50 cents, you're thinking this is the next Apple. Now it's down here at, 25 cents, 22 cents. I mean, close at 27 cents, but this could easily see another morning panic tomorrow and go all the way back down. I mean, this came from half a penny, under half a penny. This came from almost half a penny within the last 3 months. And now it's at 27 cents? And you think it can't go lower? I mean, whew. These stocks are scary, man. You got to trade with caution. You got to trade with caution. And again, if I buy a stock and it goes against me, I sell. I'm scared, man. I trade scared. And that's how I am able to rack up these profits, because I don't let losses get big. CCIV is the only exception because I wasn't able to sell. And I learned my lesson on that one. So just take it from me, guys. Be skeptical, and you're a lot more likely to be profitable overall. There were a bunch of other stocks in here. Workspace, that did something. PMPG, that spiked up a little bit. I think those are the main things, guys. HCMC, still fading back down. I know some of you guys have some HCMC, and you've been holding and hoping. And I mean, look at this chart, guys. I think I know someone who bought it 50, and now it's at 28. It sucks. This came from zero as well. So what if it doesn't turn out like you think? It's just scary. It's scary, guys. So anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully these insights were helpful. MITI, I have not added yet. Let me just go over that real quickly. MITI, I have not added yet. I'm still waiting at this point because, it did break that level. I'm fine with the amount of shares that I have right now. If it dips back under 30, I will be adding significantly. But after that $15,000 loss, I don't have quite enough buying power to feel comfortable adding here, knowing that it could drop back under 30. So if it does, I will add heavily. Until that point, I'm fine because, again, I have over 125,000 shares, 127,500. So I'm fine with the shares that I have. If it dips more, I'll add more. But for now, I'm fine with it. And, yeah, I mean, crazy market, guys. crazy market. It feels like the times are changing a little bit. You know, things are not breaking out as hard. It's not like it was in the beginning of February anymore. So is this the beginning of the end of this bubble market? Who knows? You know, we never know how long it's going to last. So you got to trade with caution and not get back those profits that you had. Or maybe you didn't have profits, you know? Maybe you don't have any profits from the beginning of February. Don't take losses now because you're trying to trade like it's the beginning of February. Always sell into strength. Never take anything for granted. And just play carefully, guys. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so that's the end of this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully the editing and stuff is not too bad because I don't have my MacBook Pro. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, let's go better together.